And it's, guys, it's good to...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Summit qualifiers for the EU region. We've got RX versus Virtus Pro for our second best of one today, and we've got plenty more best of ones after this. Game one, Team Dog looking fierce, but here we've got two fresh teams we've yet to see today, LD. And unfortunately, RX are sitting here with a stand-in, which is never what you want to see.
Yeah, not ideal. It's not the most serious team from when I've watched them. Like, there were some times where Dread bowed out of actual official matches to go play Counter-Strike Go. So,
yeah,
they put up a good fight.
Yeah,
way better than you would expect. I think they're one of the more underrated, like, tier 2 European teams, basically. But
that's fair. Yeah, they were a little clowny.
Not a huge surprise.
Yeah, a little clowny in the group stage of Starlighter Season 9. There were a few questions. I remember Dread's Axe comes to mind, and he had a couple of okay games and a couple pretty clowny is the word that comes to mind.
I saw that game. It was, yeah, you got the poor man shield Axe. It's
yeah,
like, what are you doing?
I don't know what that was about.
He actually played a really good Axe. They beat Navi with his Axe, and it was like their full roster. Yep. Navi was playing seriously, so he made it look bad, but the guy is a very good player, and he's played well before. That being said,
let's just hop into the draft. They're turning off our lights, so I guess that's a sign that get off the camera, guys. It's time to talk Dota.
We got benched, man.
Wow. So
our production team is like actually drunk.
Yeah.
They've been just like pounding the booze.
I meant to tell you guys that I spiked the coffee with vodka this morning, but I guess you guys didn't get the memo. Sorry. That'll teach you to check your emails.
He's complaining about his lack of time to drink. So
RX here, they get the first pick, and they'll... Oh, God.
Okay, let's cast the game. They'll be idiots. We'll cast the game.
They'll first pick Ember Spirit. Virtus Pro grab Dazzle Doom without a moment's hesitation, and that opens up for a second pick, Ancient Apparition. First band's looking pretty straightforward. Batrider made it through surprisingly far, though. He was actually fourth banned by RX, and you know, as much of a Dazzle fanboy as I am, and even Doom is a great flex pick for one of your first or second picks, I feel like Batrider is just such a high-impact hero. How could you pass him up if he's still in the pool?
Yeah, if this was Navi, they probably would go for the Doom Bat. I've seen them do it quite a few times. Empire likes to do that as well. If they give up Ember, they go for that particular pair, which is probably the two best heroes in the game to lock a Ember down. We saw last game, the Ember did very little until the 56-minute mark, at which point they had 3 farmed cores. So it is a lot to give up. Dazzle can be a pretty good support against Ember. You do have the ultimate to give your team more armor. And also he offers you just a lot of flexibility. You can go aggressive with a pick like a Shadow Demon, go for the heal bombs early on. You can play more defensively and just park yourself behind heroes that are in danger of dying. But yeah, I think I'm a little surprised they didn't go Bat, to be honest. I'm with you there.
I mean, Dazzle's good, but he's a lower impact hero than a Batrider. There haven't been too many times I've been like that. Dazzle was the reason they won that game.
Yeah,
it was all Dazzle. There have been games where I've been able to say, like, even that the second match in the Bucharest finals today, that Batrider might not have been all him, but he was a pretty big driving force in that match. So, well, food for thought. But all right, we'll see Vengeful Spirit for the second time here as rox.kis do third pick her, and Virtus Pro grab presumably their offlaner with that Nyx Assassin, but both Nyx and Doom, pretty flexible heroes right now.
They have quite good lockdown. They are running 2 melee heroes against Ancient Apparition and against Ember Spirit already, so a little bit vulnerable to clumping and also just to the right click of Chilling Touch. A little surprised to see a Nyx pick this early, to be honest. That hero has not been overly impressive lately. Centaur was banned. In terms of other offlaners, there wasn't a ton left.
Clockwork or Darkseer.
Ars-art has played some, Clockwork or Darkseer. Also, possibly Nature's Prophet, which Ars-art has played a few games on recently. But
yeah, I've seen Nyx mostly just against Batrider recently. The Spike Carapace makes for such an easy setup. You just walk into the Firefly, and then everyone else can follow up with their stuns. Other than that, Nyx has definitely been a bit underwhelming. He
can be very strong against really high int pool heroes. We saw Pugna pick the other day, and the Nyx was just destroying him with the mana burn. But yeah, generally he is more of a situational pick nowadays.
Yeah, and speaking of situational picks, there's your fourth pick, Mirana.
Okay, now this is where it's like, well, you're running a Nyx. They do have one more support pick, so maybe they go Shadow Demon, but if by any chance they run the Nyx as a support, I'm really going to question that, because they could have just run a support Shadow Demon. But let's assume it's an off-lane Nyx, probably a mid-Doom, and then some sort of tri-lane, like probably Dazzle, Shadow Demon, Mirana. I think if you relax here, you just ban the Shadow Demon. Sure, they can go Bane. It's still good setup for Arrow, but it's not nearly as much damage as the Disruption Heal Bomb.
Yeah, and Shadow Demon he's quickly growing on me because he's just so versatile. He makes for good arrow setup, but the defensive disruption is just huge in general. It gives you some way to break up the fight. It's kind of like Shallow Grave a little bit, and at least
they
in the
love
sense
their
of giving
axe,
you a
man.
reset. But
You mentioned Dread's Axe.
yeah,
he's
so
back.
there you go. I mean, he is really good against Dazzle. There are two scenarios where Axe works really well. One is against Dazzle because he cuts through Shallow Grave, and he also works okay against Lifestealer. He can still use his ultimate through Rage. If you're below the threshold, you still get decapitated and get given the Axe. So he does have a little versatility, and he's good against Dazzle, but I'm a little bit of an Axe hater right now, LD. I don't really think he's that strong at the moment. I think he's okay in niche lineups, but is this a niche lineup? I don't know.
Axe, let's see. What are they going to do here? Ancient Apparition, Venge, Axe. They
Got to be like a position 1 Axe here. You can't put him in the off lane. I mean, you can, but
well, we've also seen 4 position Axe, but they already have 2 likely support, so...
yeah.
Axe can go mid against Doom and does pretty well there. Although, chance of killing Doom is mostly up to the supports. Likely the Ember mid. I think they might even look towards an aggressive tri-lane. Could go for some creep skipping. It's going to be probably a... Well, actually, I guess it could be like Mirana Dazzle +1. I don't know. It's actually dangerous for them to run Axe like that, because if they run Axe in an aggressive tri-lane, what Virtus Pro can do, well, is potentially pick Shadow Demon, then Axe is creep skipping, you just disrupt him, you arrow him, you heal him, and all the illusions are there. He's just going to melt.
Or even when he's creep skipping, he's around all those creeps, and it makes for pretty easy heal bombs for the Dazzle. Even though Axe counters Dazzle's Grave, Dazzle kind of counters Axe in that kind of strategy as well. Yeah, in the laning stage. So,
yeah, I'm not sure about the Axe pick. This
tricky.
feels a little awkward. Like you said, it does quote-unquote counter Shallow Grave, but
yeah, it's
picking
not a hard
one hero
counter.
just to deal Shallow Grave is
Yeah, Shallow Grave is annoying. Sometimes it keeps people alive, but Axe is... He's a hero that is really momentum-based. His recovery mechanism is pretty much non-existent, and if you try to cut the wave and it doesn't work out, how do you recover from that?
That hero needs basically boots and a blink dagger. Maybe tranquil boots if you're jungling, but that's pretty much what you go for an Axe. Anything beyond that is luxury.
Yeah, so here's your 5th pick for Virtus Pro.
Wraith King?
Wraith King. It could be. This is one of these drafts that the only one you know for sure is Dazzle will be a support. That's the only thing I can say with absolute certainty. All the rest of these, you could see an off-lane Doom. I wouldn't have said that normally, but Zhao 8 plays a mean off-lane Doom that has opened my eyes to the potential of Doom running around in the off-lane by himself.
It's stronger on the Radiant side, which they are.
Yes.
Because you have the big camp quite close to you. Sometimes teams look to counter it by blocking their own big camp. And they will go back for a Luna here, so...
Shotchlow on the Axe. And it will be Dread on the Vengeful Spirit. I guess they could swap when we get into the game, but...
I'm just wondering how they're going to lane it. Do they even look to maybe like run the Axe mid, run an Ember safe lane, and then an aggressive tri-lane Luna?
Maybe they're thinking
Luna Avenge Ancient Apparition is very scary. That is a lot of damage.
2 auras, and then the Chilling Touch, plus all the burst damage they put out. That is potent. But... we'll see how they choose to do it. Who is Haruhi Suzu?
I'll do a little profile look up here.
Oh, yeah. So that's not Eternal Envy, is it? It sounds like an EE Sama
We had this yesterday. I had to look him up. I think it's Windex.
Windex. Oh,
yeah. It's Windex.
All right. So on the dark side, we've got Team RX. Relax, you're doing fine. Windex will be on the Ancient Apparition here. Shotchlow playing on the Axe. Yoki on the Ember Spirit. Dread will be supporting on the Vengeful Spirit, and they'll have their stand-in 1, 2, 3 on the Luna.
You know, the one other thing they could do, which we see teams do once in a while, is just a straight-up quad lane.
Yeah.
You just leave a lane alone, and you just look to take down the enemy safe lane towers, tier 1, maybe tier 2 as well, very early on. It's a little gimmicky, but it can be effective.
Yeah.
The question is always, like, what is the trade-off? Because, sure, you get the first tower quickly. Do you try and go for 2? If you do that, they could have a hero that's level 5, and you're all level 1 or level 2, so... I don't think we'll see it, but you never know. Setting up a stun here. Dread eats through 2 trees. Wants to go.
Chilling Touch. They just need something to catch this Wraith King, but they don't have the movement speed. He runs at 300, Dread at 295, and Luna the only one that could have potentially caught him there, but she's got no way to lock him down. 1 point in Lunar Blessing already.
Okay, so they're going with the more like standard tri-lane, and it's a very, very strong one, but Arrow connects on Dread. Uh-oh.
And this will probably be your first blood one way or another. They'll have plenty of right clicks, and yeah, the 5-second arrow just makes it so easy. NS on the Wraith King, he's in the position 1, and he'll get that bonus gold. Great way for
They're running an aggressive tri-lane. They just fed a first blood and Venge blew 2 tangos earlier. This is not a good start. And Mirana gets a regen rune as well for Illidan, so...
Insult to injury, LD.
They're in all kinds of trouble now. NS with early boots. You do not want Wraith King to be able to roam, because he has a very strong early game stun. He can even roam on the mid lane, potentially. They're probably not killing the Ember, but can still harass him, and easy to initiate bottom, and they're going to go right in. Arrow's ready.
Yep, Wraith Fire Blast, Arrow on the mark, Dazzle with a few right clicks. There's your Magic Missile, but I don't think it'll be enough to keep Windex alive. No, it certainly won't. That'll be 2-0 to get things started. Now JOTM has a Shallow Grave. He'll burn it. And now Illidan, he needs to find an escape. Does not have a leap here. And I think he will take a
He's got stick charges. He can go for a stun. NS. Oh, he's actually 2 mana short.
Oh, wow.
Now he's got it, though.
Maybe they could get a kill on Dread if he pokes too far forward. He'll take this path. He won't go defensive. NS doesn't go for it, though.
The other 2 lanes, nothing missed yet. Just melee on melee. So, yeah, all about this bottom lane, really.
Yeah. So, Axe versus...
This is so bad for Relax because twice in a row the Ancient Apparition died without even getting to use Chilling Touch.
Yeah.
If he gets off Chilling Touch, I think they get 2 kills in return. Like, even though he would have died instantly in the second engagement. First one, he was chain stun, never had a chance. But the second one... if he had just managed to get it off, but unfortunately just perma-stunned.
Not much he could do. So looking at the other lanes, already Virtus Pro have a pretty big edge in the bottom, and the mid should be pretty much a break-even. Ember Spirit and Doom, he did grab a Centaur at level 1 with the Devour, so not the best creep, but not the worst either. Does give him a stun in case Ember Spirit really tries to man up hard on him. Meanwhile, up top, Axe should have a really good time against the Nyx Assassin, and yeah, Nyx 3-0 against the 9-0 Axe. Not even remotely surprised. Really, in any melee matchup, it's just difficult to go against Axe. Counter Helix is pretty potent in the early levels.
Yeah, they are running a Doom mid against Ember, and this is probably one of the best possible matchups to just kill the Ember right around that time when he starts to come online. He hits level 6, you hit level 6, you Doom him, and he's probably dead. He is going Flame Guard build, so the most defensive possible build, and will be a bit harder to kill, but if he doesn't get it off, or if it's on cooldown, which it can often be in these first few levels, as the duration and the duration that it lasts relative to the cooldown it's a much bigger gap at the early levels. So yeah, like right now it can be down for up to 23 seconds. Top lane Shachel almost going down to ars-art. Can't quite get the kill, but this is where they don't have. There's going to be pseudo random distribution, meaning like X spins are less random in the next patch, but in this patch. You get some bad luck, you can just be tanking creeps and get no spins at all.
Yeah, or the other way around, you could get some good luck and you get 5 spins back-to-back and just drop somebody full to 0. So it kind of goes both ways. I'm a fan of the more leveled out spinning. Sometimes every so often you see one of those axes get a really lucky streak and it's just game-changing.
I remember Heroes of Newerth had it where it was like you just spin every X number of attacks, but I like a little element of randomness.
Yeah, that's almost too predictable. And that's sort of like the Brewmaster change now, where every 10 seconds, if he isn't in combat, he gets a free stun and a free free dodge, and that's kind of more on par with the way Heroes of Newerth were doing their thing. And
yeah, free crit and free dodge. But
yeah, makes it a little more bland, but it'll be interesting to see how that impacts Brewmaster.
So looking at this tri-lane for Relax, giving up those early kills, the problem for them is they can't really kill Illidan too easily.
Wow, speaking of RNG for Shotchlo, doing so much damage to that Nyx Assassin. Throws out the Battle Hunger, and Nyx will be forced to salve up, but...
He's got a bottle now. He can look to secure the 4-minute rune, and this could be a big one. Doom's getting close to level 6. Yoki is as well. Doom does have a net online. He clears off the shield. Where's the rune going to spawn? They've actually secured the top rune, and it will be spawning there, so they could maybe go for a kill on Yoki. Yoki does not have vision of this. Uh-oh, he's walking into trouble.
And with a haste, Nex will be able to chase him down. There's the Impale to start things off. Mana burn. Yoki completely out of mana. Courier delivered a bottle, but Doom just
ate him.
Level deaths him, and that's a pretty easy way to secure that kill.
We've seen a lot of Dooms maxing Devour lately, but going for level death, very scary. And he's taken 2 points in it. That's a level 5 Ember, so he got the bonus damage from that.
I was just looking at that as well. That's why it was...
That's why it hit like a truck.
I was like, Jesus, that...
They're going to stick around. They're going to go again. NS is here.
Yeah, level 3
they have Doom now. This is a very easy kill on Yoki. If they just get off the stun, they can dive him. He is dead.
Yeah, nowhere for him to go. Doesn't even have the Flame Guard on. And there's your Scorched Earth. I think even if they about
Just
face
one more
right
right
now,
click.
he'll still fall. But yeah, Doom just making sure the kill is secured, and God will get another one on the scoreboard. Dread maybe in some trouble. Dazzle throwing in some right clicks alongside the Mirana. There's your Magic Missile, and now they'll try and turn it around on a JOTM. There's your Lucent Beam. Heal. Grave not needed quite yet. But Vengeful Spirit getting in position for another Magic Missile. Does have the mana for it. Both teams will walk away relatively unscathed. Hold that thought. Dread walks right into an arrow. Illidan hops forward. Doesn't have enough for the Starstorm, but they'll have plenty of damage to finish him off. Magic Missile to harass back JOTM. But he gets a vengeance kill there as Dazzle pokes him with that one last auto attack.
I'm looking forward to that change where when it's like when Venge dies, she applies a reverse Vengeance Aura, so you lose a bunch of damage if you kill her.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And oh wow, up top, Shotchelo. He gets a little bit of RNG coming out on Nyx Assassin, but this time he'll have the ultimate and doesn't even need it.
There was no chop either. He didn't even use the ultimate.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I was watching the action bottom as well and missed that one. But yep. Axe now hits level 8, and this is not a fun matchup for Nyx Assassin. Sure, he almost got a kill earlier, then he almost died, but end of the day, he's best off just ganking. They may just want to abandon this lane, maybe leave someone like Mirana to leech experience. Axe has only gone for 1 point Battle Hunger, so he's not really that scary for a ranged hero. They could even look to rotate, say, Jotum up top, and realistically, Axe is probably not killing him. Ardiaz's boot should be fine, but yeah, it's not a fun lane for a melee hero, and they're just going to abandon it. Like, sure, you let the Axe free farm, but he gets his blink. It could be a game-changing item, but it's not like a guaranteed auto loss, like if it's a free farming carry. So
yeah,
they'll take their licks and just abandon the lane.
That's true, and this is one of these scenarios where I talked about how Axe doesn't recover well. He can perform fairly well in situations like this where he has a lot of early farm. I guess that's sort of a silly thing to say. Most heroes perform pretty well when they have free farm and a kill under their belt that they picked up solo, but he'll move into the jungle now, clear out a couple stacks, and that Blink Dagger, at least it'll give them some tempo control for this mid-game. Give time for that Luna to come online, and, well, Relax do have some pretty scary damage output for this mid-game, and they need somebody to be in the front lines. And if Axe wasn't getting that Blink Dagger nice and early, I think they'd be in trouble. The fact that he's getting it at least means that they'll have a chance here in the mid.
Good lane ward, just sitting in the mid, just to give them some additional vision when NS is roaming on mid, because if they just get a stun and a Doom, he's going to die. So I like that ward. Here comes the blink on the Axe, though. He can look for some ganks, potentially. It's a bit low on mana, but bottom lane.
Nyx Assassin, he walks into a Sentry Ward. Arrow flies, does connect onto Dread after the Impale sets it up. There's the Shallow Grave coming out on the Nyx Assassin, but Shotchelo hops forward, gets a couple of spins, finishes off the Dazzle. Nyx falls shortly after. It's a 2-for-1 going the way of Relax, and they're not over yet. They'll press forward onto the Wraith Knight. There's your Eclipse from the Luna. Stand in, 1, 2, 3, falls, but they get the kill on the Wraith King. Triple kill coming out for Shotchelo. Maybe they'll pursue on to G.
That Axe.
No, yeah,
I love that rotation. Like, yeah, they abandoned the lane. It could have been fine, but diving the tower right as he got blinked, they had not seen it yet either. That really hurt them. They knew he was farmed. They didn't know he was that farmed, and, well, the lack of knowledge cost them heavily. Plus, the first Nyx gank, not successful, so... Well, double whammy. Now Luna's gone into a Midas, though. At this point, the Axe is a blink. They can just rotate the Luna to the safe lane, secure her farm, and the Axe can roam around the map looking for kills. They also want to catch up on their support levels. Ancient Apparition and Venge, both quite level dependent. So, all things considered, I think this is a scary time for VP. They've just got to play very defensively.
Yeah, definitely. And a decently timed Midas on the Luna. He got it just about at the 8-minute mark. Went Brown Boots first and Basilius. So, could have gotten it a little bit faster, but will come online with plenty of time to spare and give Relax some late game potential here. As their Ember Spirit, he's doing okay, but uh-oh, speak of the devil, the mid lane. They'll find initiation onto the Nyx Assassin, but he throws out an Impale. NS now joining the party, throws the Wraithfire Blast onto Yoki, and he'll actually pursue forward. Virtus Pro with a lot of support inbound. G coming in, no ultimate available, and they won't be able to secure any kills. So RX will be okay with this. Right now, the name of the game is just creating space for this Luna and making sure their stand-in can stay safe and utilize this Hand of Midas during this crucial infancy period. Oh, he's so squishy. Only 650 hit points with Brown Boots. Luna's an easy kill if they jump on her.
Yeah, the Luna's pretty squishy, and VP have decent gank. The one thing I'd like to see from Relax is just Sentry Wards in the lane, so be prepared for the rotations. They are dewarding this lane ward mid. Well, they'll just look to get their levels up. NS, playing the support, Wraith King, you'd want your level 6 so you can just run in, stun, and even if you die, set up a nice fight for your team. Are working towards a mech on G as well. Their mid-game team fight's quite strong, and the biggest weakness Relax will have is if they just get caught out by the Nyx. So Well, no sentry wards mid now. They do drop one down top, so they are prepping overall quite nicely for it, and stacking Ancients for the Luna as well. She is going to get pretty big.
Yeah, this sentry ward down here was the one that they had preemptively put down that caught the Nyx off guard to start off that first poor team fight. So, considering we're only 10 minutes in, they've actually done a pretty good job with their sentry wards thus far. I guess just not particularly concerned about the mid lane. Yoki now working towards phase boots, has that first blade of attack, but still nothing too crazy coming out in his inventory. And like you mentioned, the Ancient's getting stacked. What is it now? Is that a triple stack? That looks like a lot of dragons. Yep, looks like 2 dragons and a pack of the Thunder Hides.
Yeah, we'll probably see a Dominator next for the Luna, and then they'll just look to start farming them. Axe can also, he's pretty good at tanking them as well. And Shachlo is going for the Ags as well.
Yeah.
So we could see some big dunks this game.
Yeah. Slam dunk the Funk, and he's going to wrap around the bottom. Illidan will be in trouble. There's your Berserker's Call. Ice Blast connects, and easy decapitation. Shachlo just gets another one up on the scoreboard. Now 5-0-0 in 11 minutes of gameplay. That is a lot of momentum going for the Axe.
Yeah, that was a really nice matchup. Laning the Nyx against the Axe, there's just nothing Nyx can really do in that lane. Like, he didn't even feed. He got his level 6, but leave the lane. He died once, but I mean, considering the matchup, that's quite expected.
Yeah. All right, trivia time, LD. What was Axe's name in Dota 1? Was he Axe the Blade Master?
No, that was Juggernaut. You're narrow.
So what was Axe? Yeah, I don't know. That's a legit. I don't know the answer. It was a curiosity.
Well, your Narrow's based on the Blade Master model. I don't remember what his title was.
I'm curious. I don't know if I ever knew.
Mogul Khan.
Mogul Khan, the Axe. Oh, okay.
Top lane. Elf Initiation. Arrow comes in. They do hit the 2 here on Pale. Now looking for Dread.
They turn it around. Yeah, nicely done. Doom grabs a kill there. So, that'll complete his mech as well. Arcane mech up, and Ice Blast connects with 3 heroes as well. But no follow-up, just being an irritant with that Ancient Apparition.
Well, they find a nice pick-off. They do have a mech, but they need to keep the pressure up here because the Ember Spirit is catching up quite nicely. Yoki has the phase boots up, Bottle as well, and 45 CS, sure, not that much, but they're running a dual core with the Luna as well. So she's the ideal hero to pressure Moonlight Shadow. And they're smoked, so they make it past the Observer and the Sentry. Will the stand-in get caught? He's playing this rather well. Hugging the tower. Looks like he'll live. Yeah. Even if they get Shadeshot here, it's not really the biggest deal. He just brought an Ogre Club. The key thing is Luna's not dying.
And he will have a blink, so this will get revealed. He'll just blink to the low ground, and easy
That's a big investment as well. They smoke up, they pop a Moonlight Shadow, and they get nothing. And the way they're itemizing with the early mech on Doom is precisely so they can get those kills. They're wanting to take a fight, pop the mech, take a tower. But
yeah,
good reactions from Shachlo.
Yeah, Luna will not go that super greedy Hand of Midas into Helmet Dominator like you were mentioning. Looks like just straight into Yasha with that first Blade of Alacrity. So, a little bit safer. Still a good farming tool, though. That casual Yasha, just great in general for a little bit of extra damage, but most importantly, that movement speed. Lets you move around a little bit faster in the jungle, and well, now stand in 1, 2, 3. May have some pressure coming his way as Wraith King moves towards the tower, and Nyx Assassin is actually vendetted up on the other side of the tree line, but he'll continue to play this defensive and doesn't give Nyx any undue opening. There is also a Dire Sentry Ward down here as well, though it is about to expire.
Yeah, Shachlo, Ag's getting closer, he's getting tanky, and Luna will go straight into Yasha, so well, skips the Helm of the Dominator, but pretty much the same effect, which is just accelerate your farm speed. The Ancients still sitting on a triple stack. Should be looking to farm these fairly soon. Once they lose their tier 1 bottom, it gets a little bit harder to secure the Ancients. They're still good at killing them, but it's just easier for VP to contest.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they go for them soon, but I expect they will. Mid lane might have a Doom.
And nope, Yoki will be on point. He'll just scoot back to that Fire Remnant right away.
They just can't catch a break here with these ganks.
Yeah.
Just relax, they're prepared at every turn.
And
I mean, the one issue is, like, last game we saw a Bat Rider, you just had that blink instant lasso. Doom has to walk in, and if you see him coming, you just blink out.
Yeah, that's been his big problem so far. He may need to grab a Blink Dagger, but in that more support role, it's going to be difficult. Shachlo down bottom, blinks forward, grabs Illidan, Ice Blast connects. That procs the ultimate, the reincarnation from Wraith King. Will they grab another kill on him, though? That's the question. Swap back from Dread. Berserker's Call is online, but Shachlo walks right into the arrow. That might buy NS the time he needs to make it out, but no, the slow from the Battle Hunger just too much, and they'll right-click him down. Nyx denies the top tier 1 tower. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out, but RX get another little gold boost following that successful gank on the Wraith King.
Yeah, they have really good pickoff potential. Blink, call, and then if they even need the Axe ult, they can use it. But honestly, the Ancient Apparition ult has largely been enough. Wraith King goes down. He did manage to save the Mirana with his death slow, so that works out decently. Illidan a little important than the Wraith King, but still not that great for VP here.
Yep.
Trailing by 4k gold, 5k experience. And more importantly, just on the defensive with a draft that involves at least 3 to 4 gankers.
Dazzle walks right into the 3 smoked heroes, but unfortunately Axe blinks the wrong way. He blinks into the Mud Golems instead of onto the Dazzle. Ice Blast will connect. Doom wants to throw the ultimate, connects onto Shotchlo, but where's the follow-up here? Arrow, okay, it'll hit Ancient Apparition after the level death, but kind of a wasted Doom ultimate.
It does mean Shadeshlow can't go in, so it works out in the end.
Yeah, it's okay.
It did feel a little silly, but the Mirana comes in. Illidan with a nice arrow there.
Yeah.
That was really the key.
At the end of the day, just to support Ancient Apparition.
Oh, he might find another. Just off the mark.
Oops. Yeah.
Almost hit Shadeshlow, but he dodged away to the left.
RX won't be crying over spilled milk. They'll trade that Ancient Apparition for all the space being created around the map. They've got their Luna and their Ember Spirit farming in the other lanes. They'll burn the Glyph, and I think they want to contest this tower, though it will be difficult. Dread posturing forward, will take an arrow. Tower falls, and I think Venge will just be the sacrificial lamb. No, Axe will come in. He'll do a lot of damage. Finishes off the Wraith King. He doesn't have the ultimate. Grave comes out onto God, but he'll fall anyhow. Mirana gets picked off by the Ember Spirit, and now JOTM, he's in big trouble. Nowhere to go. They'll let him walk away for now. They'll go back for him as they chase down ars-art. Nyx Assassin on the run. He does have enough mana for 1 Impale or a Carapace. Not enough for both.
Double chop.
And he
no
doesn't use either.
Chop.
Yeah, that'll be a 1 for 5. They thought they had it made with that arrow on Vengeful Spirit, but RX with the response.
Yeah, I love how once you get the 1 chop, you can go chop again. So just a logger.
Just a logger.
Yeah, not the beer either. He's taken off heads, but I did like that change a lot with X, giving you the 0 cooldown ultimate if you get the kill. So
yeah, the reset is it's a little cheesy, but it's cool. It makes it more exciting to watch.
I forget where I saw a clip of a rampage chop. That was the highlight of my day.
Yeah.
Now picks up the Aghanim Scepter, which gives you just more for the chop, and more importantly, the kill threshold goes up. So you get more moves. The slap chop. Yeah, 100 damage increase on the kill threshold. That is actually a big deal because it's pure, right? It's based on your HP level.
Oh.
They do lose the Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, I
stuck around a bit too long.
Yeah,
he's chopping Ancients now.
Yeah, I was looking at the slap chop, and I missed that kill.
We missed the kill, but we're catching some Ancient
That one's
chopping.
my bad here. And actually, maybe we'll catch this kill onto Shotchlo as Nyx Assassin comes in. He'll try and finish him off. He doesn't have much armor. Compliments of that Dazzle. They'll have the damage. But neutral! Oh, God! The value dragon right there. It does go down to ars-art. He gets a little bit of vengeance on it, but wow, very unfortunate for Virtus Pro. Now JOTM goes in. He'll just grave and try and TP home. Do they have an interrupt? No, they don't. He'll survive. Doom Ultimate did come out onto Windex. That secures that kill. But now Illidan, he's on the run. And Yoki, he just finishes him down.
Doom also ate the Ancient Apparition on his way out, so it's funny. The Luna and the Doom just like ran by each other looking for separate targets. Yeah. Like, okay, you kill him, I'll kill him in exchange, and we'll call it a day. They lost the Axe, which is kind of a big deal, but luckily he does die to a neutral, because he's 8-1 and 2, so extremely high level. Would have given a lot of experience.
Yeah, and they killed the Mirana, who is one of the cores for Virtus Pro, so not the end of the world, but yeah, that dragon is just unfortunate, really the best way to say it.
Yeah, and they need every bit of gold they can get at this point, but still the Dire side lead by 10k gold. Ember Spirit farming pretty well. He has the makings of the Perseverance. Battle Fury coming fairly soon. And can you imagine if they hit a Blink Call on 3-4 heroes and then Ancient Apparition ults, Ember comes slashing in? That might be a Rampage chop at that point.
And our Nova Rider up here has now picked up a BKB, so Luna will have a much bigger presence in these team fights. Ancient Apparition very close to the mech, just about 250 or so off the recipe. Has those first 2 core items, so we won't see Windex getting an Ag Scepter anytime soon, but I think a mech will definitely come in handy. A rather action-packed game, 13-14 in 19 minutes. Mech is definitely a worthwhile pickup. There's your Blink Dagger on the Ancient on the Wraith King. Jeez.
Ancient Wraith King.
The Ancient Wraith King, yes.
Well, he is very old. So
he is pretty old,
It's a decrepit creature, so I'm okay with that.
Fair enough, fair enough. His cloak does look a little war-torn, but yeah, there's the Blink Dagger. That's his only item, though. He doesn't have an armlet, doesn't have a blade mail.
That's all he needs.
Not
He's
even
just
a
there to
Maelstrom.
tank.
Yeah, he just needs to get in the front line. So not very tanky, but he'll be able to hop in the front. Arrow connects onto Luna. Wraith King hops forward, tries to isolate the Ancient Apparition. Ice Blast still comes in. BKB on Luna, but does get doomed. Won't be able to use the ultimate. Mirana gets finished off by the axe. Now he'll come in and just decapitate the Wraith King. He'll come back to the ultimate.
He might go for more here.
Nyx Assassin actually taking a lot of damage as well from that Sleight of Fist chain combo. Luna, they won't get off the deny, and she'll fall to the Wrath of Time as Doom does tick.
Oh, the triple chop from Shade Show. He had a gem. The Nyx ran right into him.
And as he gets caught inside of the ball,
for the quadruple. He's got an ult soon. NS not gonna live for long.
Yoki, NS, and there you go, the triple kill.
Will it be a quadruple? He's got a Berserker's Goal, Ultra Kill Chop. Give him a Rampage Chop. Let's see it. Give it.
Oh!
Yes! He shoots. He scores. Oh, what a play.
That's just, I can't think of an appropriate basketball reference for what happened right there, but well done, Axe. He shoots, he scores. Slam dunk from the 3-point line.
Is that the first ever Rampage Chop in competitive play? I've seen some from like pubs, but
beyond our stat gathering.
And he's celebrating by chopping neutrals now too, dude.
Yeah, doing a little dance party in the jungle. Believe it or not, our stats tools do not count slam dunks as a stat, so that's it's not something that's easy to track.
Well, in case you didn't know, team with the Rampage Chop won the fight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the mid, Ancient Apparition, again, he'll linger around too long. These relaxed supports, after these successful team fights, they get a little too excited. They hang around in the mid or wherever they were fighting, and, well, ends up being a little bit of a feed.
They were very disciplined with the Sentry Wards earlier, but, well, sure, Axe is a gem, but if he's not there, you need to play carefully. And
yeah.
Giving up some unnecessary kills, but I'd be a little distracted, too, with how ham this Axe is going.
Yep.
He's just chopping creeps in the lane. What? I mean, mana is it's not that expensive, Culling Blade. I mean, you just got a little flexibility.
Expensive enough, but yeah.
Once in a while, it's good to use it just for like the extra move speed, but yeah.
Yep.
Here we go. Smoke Gang top lane, looking for the Luna.
But
does have BKB. There is a Doom available to lock her down, but will they find her?
1-2-3 with just great positioning. As soon as he senses any kind of trickery, he moves right into the trees, and Virtus Pro, they'll scoot on by, and he'll avoid a skirmish. Very nicely handled. And again, this is one of these 5-man rotations. A lot of time and resources being wasted here. No one's farming. They're all just standing around hoping to find a kill. They'll put down an Observer Ward as they walked by here. They see the Luna moving into this easy camp, and now maybe they'll find stand-in 1-2-3 after all.
They just showed 2 heroes mid, so she might not expect this the way she did earlier. 5 were missing before, and oh boy. BKB in time. They should have waited for G to come with Doom. Now they've given up the gank, and they got it back.
Yeah, it is a 10-second BKB. No, it was the 9-second BKB, so they still find something out of it, but definitely not the exchange that Virtus Pro were looking for. Again, nicely handled. I'm not sure who this stand-in is, but he's keeping his wits about him in these sticky situations.
All I want to see is more Rampage Chops. Forget casting the game. Forget the summit. Forget the stakes. Let's get some more kills. That's what it's all about.
That axe set. Arrow in the mid. Slightly off the mark as Yoki scoots back with the Fire Remnant.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we've got an axe set for this tournament.
Yeah, how appropriate. We'll have to commission Shotchlo for an appearance to talk about axe and in honor of our new set.
I'll give him one.
Okay. Here you go.
You know what? Free set.
You deserve a set for that Slam Dunk Rampage, man.
He can have one for each of his future offspring, too, while we're at it. An army of axes.
He does have a cool axe set as well. I like the Executioner hood. It makes him a little more mysterious. And it still shows off the mutton chop, so it's really the best of both worlds.
Kind of hard not to show them off. You would need like a bag like halfway down your face. Here comes the push mid, though. They're going to look to pressure here. NS does have the blink ready. No ultimate available. And they'll just let it go.
Yep.
Overall, pace of the game is very good for Relax. Aside from the axes, just shenanigans. 13-1-2. More importantly, they're free farming on their Luna. The Ancient Apparition's got the mech, like you mentioned earlier, and the late game is pretty damn solid here. VP running a dual core. The thing is, this Wraith King is not a farming Wraith King. He is a support, so not going to offer them as much as this game goes on.
Yeah, and that's a dead Roche. He fell pretty darn quick, and not even remotely contested by Virtus Pro. I'm not sure if they were aware they even walked in there. Aegis of the Immortal goes the way of Luna, who is now also level 16. Didn't get to use the Eclipse in the last fight because of Doom, but maybe he'll position himself appropriately to use it this time.
They just smoked up. There was no Radiant Vision across the river.
And a double damage rune. They don't want to grab it just in case there's a ward down. It would reveal their smoke.
Shot him. About to get caught out. Here we go.
And Dazzle, he just gets instantly dunked. What is this? What is this madness? Poor Dazzle. Nothing he could do right there. Now G He's in trouble as well. He'll take a Lucent Beam.
This is a double
There's a
dunk.
War Stomp. But
Get ready for a double dunk. No, he dunked too early.
oh no, the mech juked him out. And
that was a layup. That was a layup. Not even a layup. It's like one of those ones where you like just tip it. It's a tip. Yeah, it's a tip in. That was a tip in from the Axe.
Nothing but net. 14,000 gold, just about 20,000 experience. Things are starting to look rather grim for Virtus Pro here, LD. They will get the top tier 1 tower, but to what avail? They'll have to trade their bottom tier 2, it looks like. They do have a glyph. They could try and TP home and make a defense, but with Doom down for another 25 seconds, they'll have to settle for a tower for tower exchange. But they do find a Blink Dagger on their Nyx Assassin. That's at least something. Now AA will have some initiation power. But relax, they don't want to stop here. They'll try and break high ground. This is a risky proposition, but
Moonlight Shadow was used. Can they get a good... Oh, there's still the gem on Shadeslow, so...
Doom does have a buyback here, so they were maybe trying to force out a buyback. That won't happen. Arrow flies in, does hit Yoki. Now AA, he blinks forward, 2-man Impale. The follow-up, though, just not there. They want to fight in the base.
If they weren't so far behind, that would have been an amazing initiation. It still was, but the thing is they just can't do anything on it.
No follow-up.
Yoki will TP out. He's left a Remnant bottom, so he can clear out the wave, come right back.
God, this Ember Spirit. Every time I see him do something like this, I think, man, does this one hero really need all that power?
Well, Morphling can do that.
Yeah, he can. So, but
Morphling can't. Well, he can only one-shot one hero, not 3 or 4.
Yeah,
so
Ember
it's a different level of annoying.
You're right. It's not that one thing in particular. It's just all of those little things that Ember can do into that one package where it's just like, so he can go invulnerable for a little while. He can do all this AoE damage. He's cleaving all over the place. He's got a magic shield. He can. And there's nothing slowing him down. Such a ridiculous game. Jotham said too.
He's gonna get chopped. He's almost a one-shot down. He goes. That guy has 680 health, and the chop does. It goes through 625 HP. It's a 55 damage difference before he just does. He can almost be chopped from full HP.
Well, yeah, literally just hit him once and then just throw out the chop.
I think it's actually one right click and then a chop, and he's dead with the Rs here.
That's ridiculous. Glyph comes out for Virtus Pro as their tier 3 in the mid takes pretty hefty damage. Nyx Assassin will take out a tier 2 in the top lane, but really pales in comparison to losing your racks, especially in the mid lane. And
I love these tactical creep ults, just to give them a little more move speed. They can back off, they can go in.
Yep.
Hey, why not?
They can do whatever they want. Ranged racks fall first, and melee racks will go down shortly after. NS off to the side, does have an ultimate available. Yoki will get initiated upon. Say goodbye to your mana, but Dread with a defensive swap. That keeps him alive. Mirana, she gets destroyed. Slam dunked once again. Ancient Apper...
He's out of mana. Shadeshow's out of mana, though. The fun ends here.
The Ancient Wraith King, he comes back. He's able to blink to safety, and there's your melee racks dead.
See, this is why you shouldn't waste on creep. Shadeslow, you could be dunking more.
Yep.
But he's all fatigued. He needs a Gatorade. Maybe a Red Bull. Needs some energy here. There you go. GG. I'm actually surprised it took that long to me. I mean, they got Rampage dunked and they played on for another 15-20 minutes. Well, give VP some credit for sticking in it, but
I dream of the day when we can secure a Gatorade sponsorship. Welcome back to this tournament, brought to you by Gatorade. What a game. Relax. LD with the jokes, man. Look at this. I didn't know we had a stand-up comedian in the house.
I stole that one from the people out there.
It's still good. It's worth stealing. Axe ending that game 18-1-2, involved in 20 of the 24 kills that Relax put onto the scoreboard. That, I think, was the most impressive Axe play I've ever seen. To be fair, he had free farm. He got a solo kill on the Nyx Assassin.
And he was laning against the Nyx.
Yeah, he had a pretty easy lane matchup, but still, pretty darn impressive.
I was like, it's not great to give Axe a 9-10 minute blink dagger, but what could possibly go wrong? Well, question answered.
Basically, that game is everything that could go wrong from the perspective of Virtus Pro. Just no response to slowing down the Axe. And, well, Dread, he was 0-6-11, but he had a couple of pretty good defensive swaps as well. A pretty mean Vengeful Spirit, and all in all, RX just looking good. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to change my opinion about Axe. Maybe he's a little more potent than I gave him credit for.
Situational.
Very situational.
Can be very strong. Can be completely useless. But
I would challenge you to rattle off a lot of heroes that wouldn't do well in a similar scenario. Basically, free farming, getting every creep kill, and then also getting a solo kill in the first, 6 minutes most heroes will tend to do pretty well after that.
Yeah, but X he brings the popcorn. He brings the entertainment factor. So
for sure.
Well,
so what do we have coming up next, LD? You're the man with the schedule.
VP versus XKZ.
All right.
We should be getting started pretty quickly, I believe.
Scheduled to start in 15 minutes or half an hour?
Yes, in 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
We'll be
okay.
back soon.
All right, so we'll have a short break, guys, and then our third best of one of the day coming up.